Hi people, welcome back. Hope you've had a wonderful day. Just been out, done a few errands, because to jump in a ring and start going to war with another man with nothing other than your hands, you have to have faith. Well, I'm doing alright. I don't need a God and a Jesus. Spat at him. Yeah, they battered him. They pulled his beard out. Well, if I do become a Christian, I'm going to have to wear sandals and stop being me, and I'm going to have to give a lot up. I used to think, well, I'm not actually good enough, because I thought these Christians were people from great families. They were holier than thou. Or I'm changing my gender, or I'm changing my sexuality, or I'm joining a different faith, or I had long dreadlocks, or I'm a Rastafarian and that's my culture and religion, and no one would have batted an eyelid. What if I'm wrong? What if it's not true and I'm not me anymore? Time to get back to the car, get back home. So, just wanted to make a quick video. And I didn't want to just talk about why I became a Christian, because I hear that a lot from a lot of people. What I wanted to do is be a bit more honest and talk about why I didn't, why it took me so long. So I waited till I was in my 50s. And there was various reasons, and maybe some people may identify with these. Firstly, I used to think, well, I'm doing alright. I don't need a God and a Jesus. And I truly believe that, because I was getting all the worldly things that I needed. But after I finished accumulating what I thought that I needed, which kept changing, I decided it wasn't actually making me happy or fulfilled. And I thought there must be something else. So I started searching, and I tried many things. Smoking a lot of weed, drinking, relationships, friendships, all things which were crap, really, rubbish. And then, after I stopped thinking that I didn't need a God, I used to think, well, if I do become a Christian, I'm going to have to wear sandals and stop being me, and I'm going to have to give a lot up. Turns out that I didn't give anything up. I stopped doing certain things and behaving certain ways and having certain emotions, anger, violence, fear. I was scared of a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? No one would have known, because if someone had scared me, my number one reaction was to punch him in the face. So yeah, I get fear. I lost fear. But I never lost anything that I'd want back. Another reason was I used to think, well, I'm not actually good enough, because I thought these Christians were people from great families. They were holier than thou. And it turns out that Jesus accepts and loves everybody, and he's got more love for the people that have done some of the worst things. I'm not talking about like monsters and paedophiles. I'm talking about just normal men and women who have got themselves in scrapes in life, done a lot of fighting, been in prisons. In fact, towards the beginning of me sort of like giving myself up as a Christian, I was spending a lot of time around fighters, like filming boxers, bare knuckle fighters, and a lot of these guys had had some rough times, in and out of prisons, taking or selling drugs, all that type of behaviour. And they were the most spiritual people that I'd met, really, at the beginning of this journey, because to jump in a ring and start going to war with another man with nothing other than your hands, you have to have faith. faith in yourself, and faith in a higher power that it's going to go well for you, and you're not going to be left dead or disabled in a ring. So, apart from people may feel like they're not good enough, they've got a lot to give up, they don't need a God. There's one main thing that stopped me becoming a Christian, and that was, what if I'm wrong? What if it's not true and I'm not me anymore? You know, I have to live this facade. Now that is the biggest lie that the devil tells you, yeah? Because pre being a Christian, I'd been many things, you know, and it could change by the hour. And all of it was just false narratives and stories, what I'd found in the world, what people had told me, people had said to me, what I'd heard, the thoughts I'd had, what I'd got from the media, what I'd got from just people around me. And I'd change and flip-flop. But since I've become a Christian, I've never had so much stability. No, I'm not saying bad things ain't happening. You know, I've still got the trials and tribulations that we've all got in life. But what's consistent is I remain the same person. I remain confident, I remain calm, I remain focused. But more than anything, I remain faithful. I've made the right shout, and that Jesus is with me, helping me make the right decisions. And when things do go wrong, making sure that it doesn't end up really bad for me. You know, there's always an answer. He always comes up with a plan and an answer for me. So yeah, I'm not here to convert no one, just telling people my journey. And if any of it sounds similar to something that you've been thinking of doing, or something that you went through, just send something in the comments, let me know. Have a wonderful day, people. Had to pull the car over to say this. The main reason that I wasn't a Christian and I wasn't going for believing in Jesus is I was terrified of what other people would think of me. You know, I could have said to someone, oh, I'm changing my gender, or I'm changing my sexuality, or I'm joining a different faith, or I have long dreadlocks, or I'm a Rastafarian and that's my culture and religion, and no one would have batted an eyelid. I knew that, because like all them things are like protected characteristics. Yeah, I've been to work, I've been a manager in a company, I understand all that. However, there was nothing to say that people can't laugh at me for being a Christian or think that I've lost the plot or I've gone weak. But I don't care, you know. Like, I don't like to quote scriptures on these videos because that's not what it's about. The Bible's there, anyone can pick it up and read it, so you don't need me to tell you. But Jesus did say they will mock you because they mocked Jesus, you know. They mocked him, they spat at him. Yeah, they battered him, they pulled his beard out, they nailed him to a cross, you know. He was humiliated beyond belief. Historically, for real, it's fact. So if they were going to mock Jesus, who am I to worry about people thinking bad of me just because I believe in God? So anyway, I just felt like I had to pull the car over and throw that on because that's a really important part of the message that I wanted for today. Have a wonderful day, people. See you later. Bye. Bye.